to jail because I was I got fired from 5 different jobs.
Yeah.
And then I got pregnant with my son unexpectedly. And then at 8 months, my son's father went to prison. I had to get on government's assistance to have my baby. I was on WIC, Women, Infant, and Children, to feed my child.
Yeah.
And when my son was 8 months old, I went to the ATM to get $20 out the bank because I didn't have any Pampers for him. And in order to get $20 out,
Hey, what's good, X?
you got that $20 in. I had $11.42. And I still can't tell the story without getting emotional because it's my story. For 2 days, I had to wrap my son in a towel. But something happened, Steve, in those 2 days.
Thanks for the
I was
follow,
at rock bottom.
X-Vice.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Robbins.
Oh, we gonna
Listen,
hear the
I've
rest of
spent
this.
the last
We gonna
43
hear the rest
years
of
now
this.
working with people all over the world.
Get up outta here.
I was broke and I was broken. Inglewood, California. My son laying on his back at 8 months. I have a towel over him and I have my hand on his stomach saying, "Don't you worry, Jaylani. Mommy will never be this broke again." And I made a decision. I was bankrupt. And every stinking thinking I had, I was bankrupt in trying to protect my pride. I was bankrupt in trying to be all that in a bag of chips and a bowl of grits, falsified. I was bankrupt in trying to not ask anyone for help. I was bankrupt in everything that was holding me and keeping me where I was. I've always talked a good game, but I wasn't doing anything with my gift. And all that thing about potential, I was tired of having potential. I wanted to have my now. And I looked at that baby at 8 months and I said, I want to transform your life. Because you didn't ask to come into this chaos.
Come on.
As an African-American male child in South Central Los Angeles with a single mother whose father's in prison, he had a 66% chance of going to prison himself. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. So if I have to be willing to drastically transform myself so that I can become the woman that I know I can be.
Right.
And that's what I began to do. I was radical.
What did you do? So what did you do to change your life?
First, I realized I couldn't grow with people who were struggling like me. That whole I don't want to leave nobody behind. No, I don't want to stay with y'all.
Right.
You don't even want to be here.
Right.
I don't want to be the queen of this block.
Yeah.
And I became okay with the fact that it doesn't make me any less committed to my community, committed to my culture, committed to my family. The best thing I can do for you is not stay here with you.
That's right.
When I've got that, I went to places I'd never seen before. I went to conferences where people were talking about money.
Right.
Talking about prosperity.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking about, it was like, no habla español. What y'all talking about? ROIs and PPMs and term agreements and capital fundraising and bottom lines and what is it? What is I'm gonna stay until I learn what you're talking about. I went to the same conference 42 times. And there I raised $532,000 in capital for my company, Start My Dream. And my dream was to transform teen lives. I want to teach teens how to fall madly in love with themselves and how to make integrity-based decisions. And I got it funded and I started working. And that was the beginning of me rescuing myself. I realized that I am my rescue.
Yes.
No one else is my rescue.
Let's go.
I am my rescue.
Yeah, so if y'all ain't on fire and burning up and motivated right now from that, I don't know what to tell you. You feel me? I'm supposed to have on my work uniform, but this is a work shirt. Don't worry about it. It's a work shirt. Anyway, so look, check it out. If you ain't motivated right now, then I don't know what to tell you. We gonna try to boost you up a little bit more. All right, so today we talking about the journey. Y'all ever been on a road trip? When last time you took a road trip with the family? Let's see what this look like real quick. Hold on. Let me see. We got to get one we can actually watch. I know I see y'all on that screen. Hold on. Let me take that down. Bing. All right, let's see. Oh, some hacks. Y'all got hacks. What's up? Hey. Oh.
Good morning, welcome back to the Big Ski family. This week we chose an adventure of a different kind. Skiing is a physical adventure. It's wonderful to share physical challenges.
All right, we're gonna skip through.
Wherever I go, because I never know what the breakfasts are gonna be in the hotel. So today I pre-hard-boiled eggs.
Word.
Okay, so these are not soft, they're hard. So it's good for protein, and then I've got yogurt here, Well, they can put
my girl.
blueberries or strawberries in there.
That's my
We
girl.
have bagels that could go with cream cheese. I'm gonna slice up some melon.
Melon. Oh, mama.
I have
Hey.
cereals, old cereals. I bring paper goods and plastic silverware.
Look at moms.
A little bit of honey.
I hope y'all heard
try
all
to
this.
go
Hold on, let me
with,
turn her up.
Cereals that are low in sugars and don't need that much honey, so that'd be shredded wheat. Cornflakes from Trader Joe's, and our favorite is muesli. Actually, it doesn't require.
Listen. You was looking at that, Eli? Yes, Mom Dukes. Hey, Mom's got it.
My bad, y'all on the mic. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. It's good to be in here for another Mindful Mondays. Hey, when you come back in here, can you open these curtains for me, son? Please. He didn't even acknowledge what I said. We can tighten them up. But anyway, today we talking about giving thanks. Just giving thanks right now. Being mindful on Mindful Mondays about giving thanks. So let me get y'all into y'all motivation. And we go from there. Get this roadblocks pulled down. Yeah, I'm almost to my goal, y'all. I got 25K left to go. And I got 3 days left to do it in. So I think I'm going to be all right. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be all right. Let's see if he opened the blind. All right, here we go. Hey. Y'all got to watch yourself over there now.
No,
All right.
come here, Elijah.
So, motivation.
Come, the other one wasn't in there.
Hey. All right.
I think Uncle Dan put your stuff up.
Can Hey.
So last night he used him. Honestly, nothing better than when a guy breaks this out.
I seriously can't.
You need to work on being a good man. Now, there are a lot of people out there that don't know what it means to be a good man. They don't know what it means to be a good person. Listen to me. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. You've got negative, you have positive, and you have neutral. Neutral is there's no negative, but there's no positive either, which means it's a big zero. You remember studying in school negative and positive numbers? All right, picture that graph you looked at on the page. There's -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we say down here on the negatives, Dwayne, I don't do drugs, I don't abuse women, and I don't steal, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. And so they do away with all the negatives, but they don't do anything positive. Congratulations, that person's a big zero. Being good is proactive. It's doing something. And you don't have to go and volunteer in India at an orphanage. It's just caring about people. That poor, beleaguered cashier at Walmart with the tired eyes and the swollen ankles, just look her in the eye and ask her, how are you doing today? Just in your life, be an agent for good. And going through life, become a good man. That's a lifetime right there of study, okay? But start working on that. Second, be a dangerous man. Now, being dangerous is not being a threat. They're two different things. And it's not about going out and lifting weights and getting a bunch of tattoos and wearing leather jackets and walking around with your chest and shoulders up, hulking around saying, I'm dangerous. That's very rarely is that a dangerous man. Often the most dangerous man in the room is the quietest man in the room. I was talking to the neighbor behind me. He's the manager of all this grazing land, ranch land. And across the road, he and his wife had just a few head of sheep. Not very many, 10 or 12. And we were talking about, and he was talking about this is here and this is over here. And he said, now I don't recommend you go over and check out the sheep. He has one of those Great Pyrenees dogs over there. He said, that dog doesn't know you and he might eat you up protecting those sheep. Now, sat there for a couple days and watched. That dog was dangerous. But that dog did not sit on the hillside up with his head up and his hair flowing in the wind like some kind of lion telling the whole world I'm dangerous. He wasn't down at the road down there barking at everything come by, says I'm dangerous. He was just with the sheep, and he was not a danger to the sheep. He's not telling everybody how dangerous he is. In fact, from a distance, if you look down there, he looked like the sheep. But you go down there and he thinks you're trying to harm one of the sheep, it's a different story. He's dangerous. Listen, this you cannot. If we tie this into the earlier point, be a good man. You can't be a good man, a fully good man, if you're not a dangerous man. To be good is to do good to people, and sometimes doing good to people is protecting those people. It's protecting those people, protecting those around us. All right. These days I'm a laid back, mellow, middle-aged fella, and I kind of talk slow and easy, and I move slow and easy.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you say one disrespectful thing to my wife in my presence, or I get a phone call from one of my daughters crying, I am not only willing, but I am able to inflict great bodily damage, and I will do so. I'm not a danger to those around me. I'm not a danger to the sheep. But you need to be a dangerous man. Look up, there's a guy on the internet, and he's on YouTube, and he discusses this. He's much smarter than I am. He discusses this much better. Jordan Peterson. And he talks about this a whole lot more eloquently than I can, all right? But you need to, first off, you need to get a mindset. Look, I'm not a sheep. I'm taking care of those that it's a willingness and a mindset. And then you work on the physical side of it. All right, start losing some weight, start going to the gym, start learning some things. And third, be educated. Listen, you want to know how to be a man among men, you start following and reading and listening to guys like Jocko Willett, Jordan Peterson, and start learning. Start reading. The brain is a muscle, and like any muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it becomes. Thirdly, be calm. A lot of people talk on the channel about how calm and level I am. Look, this is not the me that used to be. And we look at these comments that talk about how lucky your children were to be raised by you. My children were not raised by the me that is today. It's a journey, all right? I was a hot-headed, scratchy old fella. I just didn't know any better, all right? Had a lot of stuff outside of family in my life that was causing tremendous amounts of stress, and I was bringing it home, and I was not calm. You need to just be calm. Just be calm. Well, Dwayne, how do I be calm? Get rid of the things that don't let you be calm. If you come in and you watch the news every night and it just agitates you, turn the dang news off. You got people in your life that are just people of constant conflict, people of melodrama, just people that are always stirring the pot. They're not happy unless the pot is stirred. Just walk away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have friends, old friends, family. I just walked away. Just calm. Find things that will make you calm. Calm music.
All right, y'all. I was gonna let him go a little bit more, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. That's my motivation for my men today. Like, y'all go ahead and boost yourself up. You heard the tips that he gave. I ain't gonna re-speak them. But today we talking about being thankful. That goes into a lot of what he said. Just let's stop for a second. Let me fix my camera. Stop for a second. Be calm. And give some thanks. It can really put you into the moment. So let me see something real quick. I want to see some scientific facts. Brain chemistry of thanks. Let me see. Hold on. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves. There we go. Let me get one that I can watch for sure. 10 tips to make you boost your happy brain chemicals. Happy? Well, you ain't say nothing about happy. How to balance the brain chemicals for motivation and inner strength. All right. Well, check this out. We're going to go back and we're going to see what my girl say. Bing. No, she got the paid promotion in there.
I didn't ask him to find that, but he did, and it changed the whole lot. I used to treat research like a warm-up. Let me just gather some info real quick.
I recently heard an interesting study that examined the lives of two groups of people, those who had won the lottery and those who had become paralyzed. Now, you might assume that the group of people who broke their backs would be less happy than the group of instant millionaires. But that's not what the study showed. 1 year after their supposed life-changing event, both groups expressed the same levels of happiness. We often assume that our happiness or misery is directly connected to the things outside of us, our job, the people around us, the things we have or don't have. But that's simply not true. Abundance does not come from things. Abundance comes from a mindset. Feeling rich or poor has very little to do with what we actually have, but rather from how we think about what we have. Fortunately, we can counteract the scarcity mindset by developing an abundance mindset through simple practice, gratitude.
Hey, I like that.
Even as I wrote this video, I felt a little bit of doubt about what I was saying.
Just her little intro graphic is hard body. Let me go ahead and like this. Therapy in a nutshell.
Even as I wrote this video, I felt a little bit of doubt about what I was saying because I live in relative ease compared to the lives of many. I have food, I have health, I have a home, I have a family, and I can't tell you that I would find happiness even in a concentration camp. But I can tell you the story of someone who has. Corrie ten Boom was a Dutch watchmaker and one of my heroes. She and her family hid Jews during the Holocaust, but eventually they were caught and her family was arrested and sent to prison, and this led to the death of her father. In her book, The Hiding Place, she tells the incredible story of being transferred to Ravensbrück. This is an infamous death camp in Germany. And as they walked into their barracks, where they slept on filthy straw crammed onto wooden planks with hundreds of other prisoners, they discovered that the place was crawling with fleas. Now, I personally haven't lived with fleas, so I had to look up what these are like, but they're basically like mosquitoes that live in your bed. These are tiny biting insects that chewed on them day and night. Corrie's sister Betsy, in that moment, decided to follow a verse from the Bible, which said, "Be grateful in all things." And Betsy encouraged her and Corrie to say a prayer of gratitude in that moment, even for the fleas. Now, because of their attitude, their experience in the camp was one of service and of doing good. They lifted up others through group meetings every evening. And later, they even learned that the fleas protected them from the guards who wouldn't come into their barracks. So because of the fleas, they were able to hold these group meetings where they were lifting each other up and building positivity, even in the middle of a concentration camp. Now, eventually, Betsy died while in Ravensbrück. And 12 days later, Corrie was released due to a clerical error. And after she was released, Corrie continued to do good, housing and protecting the disabled who were afraid of extermination during this time. And after the war, she continued to teach love and forgiveness. And she even found a way to forgive 2 of the guards at Ravensbrück, one of whom had been especially cruel to her sister Betsy. So you really should read the whole book. It's a pretty incredible story. Now, Brene Brown said,
Let me hear
without
the rest of
exception,
this.
every person I interviewed who described living a joyful life or who described themselves as joyful actively practiced gratitude and attributed their joyfulness to their gratitude practice.
Okay, hold on.
And
keep
both
going.
joy and gratitude were described as spiritual practices that were bound to a belief in human interconnectedness and a power greater than us.
So, let me see something. Let me just type chemistry of gratitude. All right, 2 D's. I know they got some shorts. Let me see something.
It feels good when we do something nice for someone. It feels good when someone does something nice for us. On this particular day, I did something for someone with no expectation of anything in return. I got a little surge of oxytocin. I felt good. He turned to me and he said, "Thank you." It feels nice when someone does something for us with no expectation of anything in return. He felt good. I walked to the end of the street. I'm waiting to cross the street. And a total stranger who happened to be standing next to me said, "I saw what you did back there. That was really cool." As it turns out, witnessing an act of generosity
Wow.
releases oxytocin.
Right. Wow.
And he felt good.
Right.
And the best part about oxytocin is the more oxytocin we have in our bodies, the more generous we become. It is Mother Nature's way of trying desperately to get us to look after each other. It feels good when we...
I'm about to look this up. All right, y'all. That's what I was... See, let me talk to you for a second. See, that's the reason right there why I do this. That's the reason why I do this. Now, as you can see, I was searching for it. I knew it was out there. There was some keyword behind the chemical makeup of what it is you doing when you're gracious or you're grateful, you know. And there we go. We got it. And that's why we do this. Oxytocin. Let's get it. Y'all know what time it is. Let's learn. Y'all remember that word. The reason why you want to educate yourself is because let's say you in that moment and you feeling that feeling, you can say, that's oxytocin, and you can actually consciously, let's just say, direct where that chemical goes or how you feel in that moment, so to speak. Direct, not so to speak, actually. Oxytocin. Oxycontin, no, oxytocin, my guys. All right, let's go. 2 minute neuroscience. I'm sub to them already.
Are you covered by one of these health insurance plans? You may be able to see a
places.
personal dietitian for $0.
Welcome to 2 Minute Neuroscience, where I explain neuroscience topics in 2 minutes or less. In this installment, we'll discuss oxytocin.
Yes, sir.
Oxytocin is a peptide hormone and a neuropeptide, which is a name for a peptide that can also act as a neurotransmitter. Oxytocin is primarily produced in the hypothalamus and transported through axons to the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. From there, it can be secreted into the bloodstream of the body. Although there are a number of effects linked to this peripherally acting oxytocin, the best understood effects have to do with childbirth and breastfeeding. Oxytocin is involved with increasing uterine contractions during labor and with the milk letdown reflex, which causes milk to be released during breastfeeding. There's also evidence, however, that
women, I hope y'all heard that.
Some oxytocin-containing neurons project to other areas of the central nervous system, including the hippocampus, cerebral cortex, brainstem, amygdala, and spinal cord. The effects of this centrally released oxytocin are not as clearly understood. Some research suggests it is involved with trust, empathy, and social bonding.
Yes, sir.
These findings have caused some to call oxytocin the trust hormone, the love hormone, or even the cuddle hormone. Others have argued, however, that oxytocin's effects on the brain are not so clear-cut. Some researchers have found oxytocin to be associated with negative emotions and aggression, and some of the research supporting oxytocin's function as a love or trust hormone has been criticized for methodological problems. Other researchers have hypothesized that oxytocin might be involved in promoting responsiveness to social cues in general, whether they be positive or negative. Thus, at this point, there is no consensus on the effects of oxytocin's actions on behavior. It is likely, however, that its effects on behavior are far more complex than a simple designation like the love hormone would suggest.
Right. Okay. 2 Minute Neuroscience gave it to us in the most raw form and version. Now let's get some more detail put on that for us. Everything you've heard about oxytocin is wrong. Sorry for hitting the mic, y'all. How oxytocin affects attraction, love, and social behavior. Oxytocin. All right, let's see the knot, people.
Oxytocin is sometimes called the love hormone, which makes sense because we naturally release oxytocin during positive social interactions, such as between parents and children, as well as during massage and even during sex. But oxytocin has a dark side as well. For example, if you give someone oxytocin, they don't necessarily become nice and happy to everyone they meet. They can, in fact, become meaner and more anxious. What makes the difference is whether the social situation feels positive and safe or negative and threatening. In other words, oxytocin makes us more attuned to the social context, more aware of the emotions and attitudes of everyone around us, which can influence our behavior in the positive or negative direction. Check out my longer video about oxytocin.
All right, so now mind you, it's not all about the chemical itself. That's not what I want us to focus on. What I need us to have is some sort of background about what's going on inside of us, not just walking through the day saying, hey, I got this happen to me, I felt that way. I had that happen to me, I felt this way. You know, but we can actually say, well, I'm feeling in the moment, I'm feeling this way. It may be this that's triggering it, and this is what that chemical or that thing, that process looks like when it happens. And you can probably manage yourself a little bit better. Not probably, I can manage myself a little bit better. And not saying I don't ever get upset, angry, sad, mad, none of that stuff, but it definitely feels different being educated about the chemistry the chemistry and the anatomy of myself, how I'm made, my biological makeup. All right. The effects of saying thank you. Let's see something real quick.
Here's some flowers. I love you. It's
Thank you.
Well, could you be right? That's right, man. I had this friend. He bought his wife flowers. It took him 3 days to convince her that he bought them.
Oh, wait.
That's not the right response.
Wait.
Here's some flowers. I love you. It's
Thank you.
Well, could you be right? That's right, man. I had this friend. He bought his wife flowers. It took him 3 days to convince her that he bought them.
Right.
That's not the right response. I got some flowers for you. No, you didn't. You never bring me flowers, and you never will. Well, those are flowers. You didn't buy them. It's like, no. Tammy got it right. She said, thank you. It's like, that's right. If someone does something good, stupidly, and badly, then you say thank you. Because maybe they'll do it again. And maybe if they do it 20 times and you keep saying thank you carefully, they'll get confident at it, and then they'll get good at it. And then that might take like a year. And then you've got 40 years where it's happening and they're expert at it.
Right.
Here's some flowers.
Exactly. That was good. Hold on. Let me see if I can get one more. There it is. Dr. James,
Dreaming of a
what's good? I'm gonna like your video. Oh, what? 5 years ago? No comments. Come on, here we go.
Hey, good morning, my beautiful sisters and brothers. I do hope this message finds you and your loved ones peaceful, safe, and well. And this morning, I thought I'd offer you a practice and a challenge that we can all do together. It's the power of thank you. We may be quarantined, we may be in a place we feel like we don't have control over a situation, and you know what, frankly, there's a lot of which we don't have control over. But there's 10 things that we can do to really powerfully influence ourselves and someone that we love by simply letting them know that you appreciate them. Text them, FaceTime them, do something you can say thank you, because it'll improve your heart health. It'll boost your immune system. It'll boost the firewall of negativity, quiet the part of our brain that's full of fear, increase the trust in that relationship, help you sleep deeper and longer tonight, make your self-esteem go up, your grit and tenacity, your empathy, compassion, and your willingness to try something extraordinary tomorrow exponentially rises between you and the person you said thank you to.
Yes.
I appreciate you. I love you. Have a beautiful day.
Yes, sir. Hold on. He said something that I just heard. Hold up. He said, fire wall of negativity. I spelled negativity wrong. That's good. Good. Spiritual fun. Huh? I gotta watch that later. I gotta watch that later. Y'all got me. Alright, third eye firewall. What is this? Let's see what's up. Oh, they ain't talking. Wow. He said it. So,
you know, when you're
smooth,
12
like
years old,
thing. Okay. All right, come on, we'll watch this one instead then.
Because in order for God to bring something new, he has to disrupt something normal. When I was saying positioned for a miracle, I could almost feel you shouting through the screen. You're like, yes, Lord, pay it off. Take it away. Do it, God. But this passage is going to show us a different way to look at it, that as we're coming into one new thing, we're leaving another. And I want to read the scripture to you starting in verse 1. It says, early in the morning, Joshua and all the Israelites set out from Shittim, that's a long I. Stop playing, Pastor, preach the word. Let me start over. Y'all know I love you, right? Early in the morning, Joshua and all the Israelites set out from Shittim. So they're going somewhere. Somebody say, I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. Say it in the chat. Say it in the comments. I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. God's hand is on me. I'm going somewhere. God is taking me somewhere. God has not left me. God will not forsake me. God will not abandon me. God will not let me see decay. He will never leave the righteous forsaken nor his seed begging for bread. God will feed me and lead me and guide me and protect me. He said he would. He promised he would. That's what he does. Okay, this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide even to the end. Holly was preaching the other day on Facebook. She said, we want God to be our ride, but God said he would be our guide. And I was like, girl.
Jeez. If you ain't hear nothing else, I know I heard that. I know you heard that.
God to be our ride, but God said he would be our guide. And I was like, girl, God to be our ride. Holly was preaching the other day on Facebook. She said, we want God to be our ride, but God said he would be our guide. And I was like, girl, that Dr. Seuss anointing looks sexy on you. That is so good, because we want God to be like an Uber. Like, hey, I'm gonna get back here and I don't wanna talk to you. I just want you to take me here. Now here's where I wanna go. I want a new job. I want my wife to start respecting me. I want my kids to get straight A's, A+. Why not? Just go for it, God. Get them into Harvard, Yale, Harvard undergrad and Yale for the doctorate, God. And we want God to just get us there. But we're gonna see something today about when God says stop, okay? And one thing we need to stop doing is looking at God as a means and start seeing that he is the end. His presence, to know him, to be strengthened by him. And even though I'm going somewhere, it's not so important just about where God takes me, it's what he shows me along the way. And this is a pivotal moment in my life and your life, because we're not really sure about the destination or how long, you know? How long is the coronavirus gonna dominate our headlines? And then even after that, how long is it going to terrorize our economy? And we don't know.
Man,
and it's
that's
interesting
all the
because the
story.
Bible says, let me just read the scripture. I'm so excited. Can you tell? The Lord has really been speaking to me, and God's word never stops. It never returns void. So it's almost like the more trouble we get in, the more of God's presence and more of God's grace and more of God's word, he just makes it available to us. And so the Lord has really been overflowing in my heart. It said early in the morning, Joshua and all the Israelites, somebody say all the Israelites. Put a couple extra A's in the chat. Just say all the Israelites. I'm gonna check on y'all and make sure y'all are doing it. Say all the Israelites. Come on, it doesn't cost you nothing for an extra vowel on YouTube. Just say all the Israelites. Oh man, this is good. Because the first thing that God said stopped to me, he said, stop acting like you're the only one. Like I'm the only one. Like I'm the only one scared right now. Like I'm the only one struggling right now. Or even for America, like we've got a global fam, we call it EFAM. It used to stand for extended. Now through, if I can use that analogy,
Sorry, y'all.
And then if you get that self-centered, you get short-sighted. So then you start thinking like, this is the only thing that I've ever been through like this. I heard someone say that the other day. They said, we've never been through anything like this before. Hello, 1918, the influenza that killed. Look, somebody from 1918 is watching us from heaven right now go through this. And not understanding our frame of reference can be detrimental to our revelation of God's power.
Yes.
Because when we think we're the first ones who ever went through anything, before long, we start thinking that this is unlike anything else that we've ever been through. And so I want to remind you today that you are not the only one. I'm not the only one scared.
Yes,
I'm not the only one uncertain. I'm not the only one with questions. And we are going through this together. Now, here's what's interesting.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I liked hearing that. All right. I'm going to get us a little bit more real quick before we got to get on up out of here today. Gratitude grounding. Let me see. No, I don't want that. Let's see what this one talking about.
If you're a man, then you've probably heard multiple versions of the following sayings throughout your entire life.
You are not just a physical being living in a physical world. You are made up of energy and exist in a universe where everything is vibrating energy. You have the ability to send and receive energy. One of the biggest challenges for you is understanding how to live as an energy being in a world where everything is made up of energy. Every word you speak and every action you take, from the simplest tasks like breathing, walking and eating, to the complexities of your emotions and thoughts, requires energy. These emotions and thoughts, whether positive or negative, carry their own energetic vibrations that can shape your experiences and have an impact on the world around you. And through the mastery of your vibrations, you can unlock a world of endless potential. Think of yourself as a transmitter of energy. All the time, you are sending out signals that tell the universe about yourself. These signals can either attract or repel other energetic beings, events, and experiences. If your energetic self radiates anger and frustration, your physical reality will reflect that as well. Naturally, you draw toward things that align with how you feel and who you are. If you emit an energy of wealth and abundance, your life will reflect that by bringing more wealth and abundance into your physical reality. Similarly, if you radiate negative or discordant energy, you are likely to repel experiences that don't match your state of being. Once you understand that your vibrational self attracts similar things, it becomes evident that if you desire a different experience in your life, you need to change the signals you are emitting.
Yes, sir.
In other words, if you want to attract different circumstances or outcomes, you must adjust your thoughts, emotions, and overall energy to align with what you wish to experience. By consciously changing the signals you send out, you can create a shift in the patterns and experiences that come into your life. You are so much more powerful than you ever imagined.
Just sitting and listening to the video.
By understanding how to transmit the vibrations of your desired life, you can fundamentally change the way you experience the world and become aligned with your ideal life. Indeed, your thoughts are not just random mental processes. They carry energy and vibrations. Each thought you generate sets off a specific frequency of vibration in the neurons of your brain. This energetic activity creates a powerful force that aligns with and draws corresponding experiences towards you. In essence, the energy and vibrations emitted by your thoughts act as magnets, attracting and manifesting the essence of what you focus on. By understanding this principle, you can consciously direct your thoughts towards the outcomes you desire, harnessing the power of your thoughts to shape your reality. Your thoughts are the building blocks of your reality. There is a saying, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions.
Right.
Watch your actions, they become habits.
Yes, sir.
Watch your habits, they become character.
Yes, sir.
Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Your thoughts are the seeds that manifest your future. It's important to be mindful of how you allocate your energy because it follows your attention. Ultimately, it is up to you to decide where to direct your energy. You have the freedom to choose, and even the act of making a decision requires energy. Albert Einstein once said, "Everything is energy." In fact, even watching this video requires energy. The energy we focus on ultimately shapes our reality. You possess the power to guide and manage this energy, determining where to concentrate it and how to utilize it. By doing so, you can effectively channel your energy towards your goals and aspirations. It's important to recognize that you have the power to control your energy. When you're feeling down, you can redirect your attention to something that lifts your spirits. You can also influence your energy by spending time with positive people, engaging in activities that bring you joy, and surrounding yourself with uplifting messages. Taking steps to protect your energy is also crucial, such as setting boundaries, avoiding negative situations and relationships, and practicing self-care. The universe aligns in your favor, bringing you everything that resonates with your energy. Trusting and having faith in the power of energy can create remarkable transformations in your life. By placing trust in energy, you recognize your own deservingness to receive and the capacity to generously give to others.
Right.
Start perceiving that there is more to life than what is apparent, and that a greater force is at play. Become connected to something vast, something that possesses boundless knowledge, understanding, and love. Trusting in energy brings about remarkable changes in your well-being. Your energy aligns, your cells rejuvenate, and your overall health improves. Feelings of despair, confusion, and disappointment fade away, replaced by a sense of serenity, balance, and lightness. Your energy becomes clear, pure, and flows smoothly like a mountain stream.
Yes, sir.
You embrace your worthiness and deservingness, and joy becomes a constant presence in your life. Wisdom and inner peace enrich your being, and clarity pervades your thoughts. This is the profound impact of energy, and when you place your trust in it, everything effortlessly falls into place.
So why do I start things?
I mean, I'm
and never
going to
finish
shorts.
them?
It's all due to something called for the rest of the episode for right now. So look, gratitude practice. Let's go.
Gratitude's an excellent practice, man.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of arrogance and resentment. I think it's a great thing to become an expert at. And I think that you can allow yourself happiness if you're grateful. Gratitude's an excellent practice, man. It's the
Gratitude erases negativity. Joy and depression cannot reside in the same space. You feel me? Gratitude erases negativity.
We now know with certainty that a regular gratitude practice can enhance many, many aspects of our physical and mental health by default. So we don't always have to constantly be in practice trying to be happy. So what does an effective gratitude practice look like? Turns out that the most potent form of gratitude practice is not a gratitude practice where you express gratitude, but rather where you receive gratitude, where you receive thanks. Receiving gratitude is actually much more potent in terms of the positive shifts that it can create than giving gratitude. Think into when somebody was thankful for something that you did and really start to think about how you felt in receiving that gratitude.
Yeah.
Or imagining or thinking about deeply the emotional experience of somebody else receiving help. Repeated gratitude practice changes the way that your brain circuits work. The circuits associated with motivation and pursuit are actually enhanced as well. So that's very strong incentive. We now...
That's good. Let me get a couple more.
Here's how you practice gratitude. You take 2 to 3 minutes and look back at where you were. Find a point in time when it was really, really hard for you. Look back when you didn't think you were gonna make it. Look back and see when, dang, like, man, I'm never gonna be able to. And look at your life today. And you may not be that version of you that you wanted to be, but you've made it out of that hardship. When you can look back and remember when you were in that storm and it was raining hard and you were wondering how you were gonna make it out, and now here you are today, dry as a bone, and you have a smile on your face, it's naturally gonna invoke gratitude.
Sir.
And when you have this place of gratitude,
Yes,
now
sir.
you can project that in moving forward. Now I can have patience and say, well, if I made it through that,
I'm definitely gonna make it.
I know I can make it through anything. So all I have to do is keep moving forward. So gratitude to me, I mean, it's up there with love as the two most powerful emotions in this universe. Here's how you.
Come on, let's get a couple more. Nah, let's not. Let's get some quotes. And then I'm gonna get up off y'all nerves for the day. Hopefully they
For
say in
senior
the
women who
quotes and
keep
not
going
just showing them on
strong,
the
discover
screen.
lightweight all-day comfort in your new wardrobe savior.
Okay, they not talking, so hold on. Gotta find one that's talking. More shorts.
Gratitude is one of the most overlooked and key principles to your success. If your goal is to be a millionaire and you start out making $20,000 a year and then God gets you to 50, but you mad because you ain't a millionaire. Well, hold up, man. Do you not remember that just a minute ago you didn't have but 20? So you got to show gratitude for the 50. Gratitude is one of the most overlooked.
The wisest thing you can do is be present in the present gratefully. We live in a world, man, that's so transactional, right? And we deal with people based upon transaction. You give me what I want, all good. Situation play in my favor, all good. If the things go the way that I want it to go, all good, right? And it's so transactional to where when you speak to being grateful in the present, regardless of how a situation may manifest, turn out, or play out, right? And you say to people, don't waste the experience. That's why when Saban came out and said, don't waste the feeling, I was like, man, I love that. Not because of the quote. I love it because oftentimes when things don't go the way we want it to go, we throw the experience away. Right? And if you could teach a person to be grateful for things that don't go their way, you could teach a person when a transaction doesn't play in their favor, just be grateful for it.
There's some real utility in gratitude. It's also good protection against the dangers of victimhood and resentment.
How
How many of you, when something really great happens in your life, you sometimes lower your energy about it because you don't want to make somebody else feel bad? How many sometimes do this? You know what it does? It teaches your brain it's not good to feel too happy all the time.
all the time.
That's the wrong thing to train. When you get in a place where you've lost some of that energy,
You got
what
me.
you need to do is part of what you guys teach, which is
You
the
got me.
celebrate part. Very few people celebrate, but most people wait till an unbelievable thing happens to celebrate. If you wait
Got
till that
you.
happens, you're not going to be happy.
Happy.
Most people don't need a reason to feel like crap.
Right.
You say to somebody, how you doing? They go, feel like crap. How come? Woke up. They don't need a reason.
Wow.
How many of you have plenty of things in your life today that if you focused on them, you can feel so grateful, so
Yes.
excited about your life?
Yes. Yes, Lord. Hey.
Then
Thank
here's
you
what you
for
want to do.
bringing
You
it
don't
home,
want to
Tony.
wait to achieve your goal and then celebrate.
Look at little
You want
Tony.
to celebrate
Tony,
so much. there's so
Tony,
much
Tony,
energy
Tony,
in
Tony,
your
Tony,
emotions.
Tony.
How many of you
Your husband's probably never heard of this gadget, but trust me, he wants it. Most electric nose hair trimmers are trash. Not to mention
Well, when you're grateful, your heart starts to beat in a more rhythmic way that causes the arteries in your heart literally to swell, to open up. And so when you actually feel gratitude, there's a physiological component that takes place where your heart feels full. And when energy or blood makes it through the heart, it's a different consciousness. It's a different level of awareness than when you're feeling resentful or you're feeling impatient. We saw that when a person's feeling gratitude, once energy makes it to the heart, somehow it begins to move to the brain. And if you would imagine grabbing a big sheet and going like this, it's almost like the heart is causing this beautiful pattern of energy moving to the brain, causes the brain to move in these beautiful alpha brainwave states. That is that state of
Wow.
imagination. So we teach people then to feel grateful for things that they haven't had yet, as well as the things that they have in their life. And it tends to produce profound changes in their biology.
Be grateful even for the things you don't have in your life yet. I felt it just then. My heart shift the blood up to my brain and it feels good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take a quick 30 seconds to just say thank you in silence. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's do one more.
Yeah, why you don't answer no grown up what? You say yes,
Oh
ma'am.
my gosh.
You want some ice cream?
I don't have any money.
So what that mean?
I can't get one because I don't have any money.
That's why I'm calling you back, because I was finna give you something.
I don't know if my parents are...
Oh, gonna allow you to
trust
have
me.
it?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can have ice cream. I don't think my parents can trust me when I said, an ice cream truck lady gave me an ice cream for free.
Oh. You wanna go get them?
I don't know if they'll come because I have my sisters to watch over, so not really.
So can you get one? Huh?
Coming out, man.
She coming out?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You ran for that ice cream, huh?
Pretty much, yeah.
I saw you pouting. That's why I stopped you. You was looking so disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Why is
I didn't expect that.
About what this woman just said.
This discipline trick changed everything. This was my life before, lying in bed knowing the house is a mess, feeling shame about it but still unable to move, overwhelmed by clutter that never seems to go away, putting off laundry and dishes for days, knowing it'll only take 10 minutes but still not starting. You see, a lack of discipline isn't just about being inconsistent or easily distracted. Once you learn your coping type and start managing it using behavioral psychology, the well-being can improve almost instantly, and you almost forget how to waste time ever again. It works by first discovering your blockers and then letting the changes unfold naturally.
Wisey.
It's amazing how
Hold up, I'm looking that up. Wisey.
Power is pure psychology.
All right,
Pure
y'all. Before I keep getting lost in more and more videos, let me look this up. Wisey. All right, let's get on up out of here for the day. I know I've been getting on your nerves for long enough, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to expand myself, trying to find my root so I can grow. And y'all in here for the ride too if you watching this. So this has been another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. I'm going to get back to, well, first, I'm going to give me something to eat. Well, I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to get something to eat and maybe take a nap. Not in that order. All right, y'all. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow on Tech Tuesdays. This has been another episode of Expansion Pack. There go with my camera. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. This is DGTA TV. Aww. Y'all enjoy this ending screen with one of my old episodes. Peace. See you tomorrow.
The AIDS crisis of the 1980s not only had a profound impact on public health, but also sparked a movement for greater awareness.
Hey, what's up? Open the blinds for me. What's up, Stacy? Good to see you in here again. Welcome to another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man, as usual. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on my own for the rest of the week. But, oh, he was out there beforehand. It's good to see everybody today on Healthy Mental Thursday. So today we talking about healing. Just healing. One simple word, healing. And we may have talked about healing before, but it's always good to revisit and talk about it again. So let me get y'all motivation and what y'all need, and we gonna go from there. All right, let's go. What's today? Motivation for relationships. Well, okay, we can't just write motivation this time. We got to get it right this time. Healthy. Well, positive message for families. There we go. I had to find the words, y'all. I had to find the words. All right, let's see. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if they dislike it. No one is too busy. Okay, let's try this one. If not, we gonna change it. Inspirational family quotes. Let's go. My people right here.
Inspirational quotes about family. The most important thing in the world is family and love. You need a strong family because at the end, they will love you and support you unconditionally.
Hold up. Make sure y'all can hear this. Y'all probably couldn't hear all of that.
Everyone needs a house to live in, but a supportive family is what builds a home.
That's right.
If you want to bring happiness to the world, go home and love your family. Having somewhere to go is home. Having someone to love is family. Having both is a blessing.
Yes. Yes.
The love of a family is life's greatest blessings.
Yes, ma'am.
They say time costs money, but the time you spend with your family is priceless.
Yes, Lord. Thank you.
My family is my life, and everything else comes second, as far as what's important to me. No family is perfect. We argue, we fight, we even stop talking to each other at times. But in the end, family is family. The love will always be there. You don't choose your family. They are God's gift to you, as you are to them.
Wow. Yes, Lord. Desmond Tutu.
Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. Love your parents. We are so busy growing up. We often forget they are also growing old.
Wow. Run that back just a
Forget.
taste.
Love your parents. We are so busy growing up. We often forget they are also growing old. Families are like branches on a tree. We grow in different directions, yet, our roots remain as one. We never know the love of a parent, till we become parents ourselves.
That's good. All right.
Love your family. Spend time, be kind and serve one another. Make no room for regrets. Tomorrow is not promised, and today is short. Family is not an important thing, it's everything. When trouble comes, it's your family that supports you. No man has ever lived that had enough of children's gratitude or woman's love. Family isn't always blood. It's the people in your life who want you in theirs. The ones who accept you for who you are. The ones who would do anything to see you smile, and who love you no matter what. Being a family means you are a part of something truly wonderful. It means you will love and be loved for the rest of your life. To us, family means putting your arms around each other and being there. At the end of the day, a loving family should find everything forgivable. Spread love, hug the people you care about, and make sure they know that you care and appreciate them. Make it known to your family that you love them. Think of your family today, and every day thereafter. Don't let the busy world of today keep you from showing how much you love and appreciate your family. Family is a gift that lasts forever.
Hey, what's good, Motion
My
Man?
greatest treasure is my family. We are not perfect, but
Good to have you in
I
here.
love them with all my heart.
Motivation for family today.
The
These was
family
really
is
good.
one of nature's masterpieces. Families are the compass that guide us. They are the inspiration to reach great heights, and our comfort when we occasionally falter.
Yes, Lord. So, if you didn't love your family before this, whether it be the family you were born into or the family you created, maybe you might love them a little bit more after that. You know, we try to do this. Well, we do this every Thursday. Motivation for our families, for our relationships, for the people we care about. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna move on with our topic today on Healthy Mental Thursday. Make sure you shut that door. And I got something in my chin here and I can't get out. I know it ain't a gray hair. All right, there you go. All right. Anyway, healing. Now, what I told you, like I said before, we probably talked about this before, but we